Today we will be exploring how to use Lattice to solve multi-digit multiplication problems. In our example, we have 25 times 32. We have all done this in the past when we add and we subtract and now when we multiply. We know 25 times 32 equals 800. When we were taught how to use this method, we were taught to make sure that the numbers are lined up, carry the tens value to the next number when necessary, and then add the two totals together to get the sum. Lattice uses some of the same principles. It's just set up different. Let's explore how to set up our lattice. First, I'm going to draw a big box. Now, since I have two numbers times two numbers, I want to make sure I have a number for each box. So I'll have a total of 4 boxes. What I've done is I've made 4 equal boxes in my square. Next, I want to divide these boxes into 2 parts. So in the upper right hand corner of each box, I drew a line, and I continued that line all the way through the bottom, as you see right here. Now I did this because this is where I'm going to put my other totals. Now let's plug in our numbers. On the top we have 25 times 32. 25 goes on the top, 32 goes on the left or on the right side. First of all, we're going to start out looking at 5 times 3. 5 times 3 is 15. I put the 5 in the bottom, that represents the 1 spot, and the 1 in the 10 spot on the top box. I do the same for 3 times 2. I put the 6 in the 1 spot, but I put a 0 in the 10 spot since there's no value. I do this to make sure that I'm not going to forget a number. Next, I look at 5 times 2. 5 times 2 is 10. I put the 1 in the 10 spot and a 0 in the 1 spot. My next number I multiply is 2 times 2. I put a 0 in the 10 spot and a 4 in the 1 spot. Now our multiplication is done. Now all we need to do is add the totals. For our first part, we start at the lower right hand corner. The only number I have is 0, so 0 goes on the bottom. My next numbers, I'm adding 4 plus 1 plus 5. Well, 4 plus 1 is 5, and 5 plus 5 is 10. Just like before, I'm going to put a 0 at the bottom, and I'm going to carry my 1 to the next number. As you can see, I placed the 1 in the 10 spot, and I circled it to let me know that this is the number I am carrying. Next, I'm going to add 0 plus 6 plus 1 plus my carryover 1. 6 plus 1 is 7, plus 1 is 8. So I put my 8 on the outside box. And for my final step, I have no other numbers besides 0, so I put a 0 in the upper left-hand corner. So I should have 0, 8, 0, 0. Just like before, my total is 800. Lattice is just another way to show how to multiply. It follows the same principles as in making sure our numbers are lined up correctly. We made sure we carried our 1 when we needed to, and we added the totals. Next, I would like you to try to do, using Lattice, try to do the problems written on the board. Thanks.